Let's do this. I'm in a bit of a hurry today because I got a personal project that I'm working on. Function called generate password. So get function. I get generate password. That takes a parameter indicating the length. Of generated password. You can name the parameter whatever you like. Length. Okay. Function should return a string which represents a randomly generated password. You should use the following string and different math methods. To help you return a new string with a random characters in it. So I got I get the math, but I don't get the string. How am I going to use it? So what I have is let's char, which is characters or whatever, equal to this string okay. Should define a variable called password. You should define a variable code and assign it the result of calling generate a password function with a numeric argument that represents the desired password length. You should have a console log that logs a single string made by concatenating the generated password. and the best variable. So okay, let p equal, and then we go for, we need the length for I, let I equal 0, I is less than length I plus plus, and then I would go p plus or equal char, and then I would go I, wait, this, for this I'd have to go to the math, functions, booleans and numbers, operators, working, comparison, split logic, bitwise conditional logic, math methods, math, okay, math at random, math, math at floor, yep, math at round, what have we put here? I don't think so. Okay, math at random. Okay, so here we could say math.random. So math dot random to work. Yep, yep. I don't need it to be from 1 to, yeah. So multiplied by max minus min plus 1. So multiplied by how many characters are there? We don't need this. Plus 1, what's that? Plus 1, this for 16. Plus 1 for it to be to start from 1. Plus 1. To start from 1, we have to give it the plus 1. So going back here, I need this to be, okay, math dot, let's say, round math dot random, and then I'll give it multiplied by the length. Give me the length. I have to take the length, so here I'll go, let's give it 20 for now. 20 for now. So that's it chats console dot log char dot length. This, okay, let's call it. Let's call it. Length is not defined. What do you mean? Which length? That's 72. So here we go with 72. Sorry. Let's go with here. It says password and assign it the result. So it go with this, and we'd say here let const password equal here. We need to give it, where are we, and here we need to return p, and then we'd go, this we don't need anymore, this is 72 still, and then here we go here, and then here we go, we should console log, console.log, and we got this one. I like this one. Concat it, huh? Password. Okay, I think this is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's 9. Okay, baby. Do you like what I've done? So, okay. Oh my god, function should call the numeric argument and store the returned password in the password variable. But I just did const password to call with a numeric argument, and that's a numeric argument. Store the returned password in the password variable. I just did. What is this? What is this? What's holding you? What's holding you? Everything is right. What did we do here? What is this? What is this? Seriously. Password and assign it. You should define a variable called password. Const password. Assign it the result of calling the generated password function. Like argument. It represents this. What do you mean with the numeric? What am I missing here? What is this? Ten. What am I missing? Let. Should I give it let? Not const. Do you not like const? Const. Let. You should call. Should I call it? Again, should I call it alone? What are you talking about? Store in the password variable. And this is what I did. Define a variable called password and assign it the result of calling function with a numeric desired password length. So what is this? What are we missing? What is there missing? Is it this? Is it this? Yep, that's it. Okay, so this is it for today, guys. I'm gonna go and see my work on my personal project. Let's submit. Did I? Yep, submit. Okay. So I have all these labs, all these. Okay, no worries. Do you wanna see what? Okay, let's see. What does it say about my code? Same question as before. Is this only already submitted? Last? Yep. See? Doesn't like to give me an answer. He knows. Claude knows that I don't like giving answers to me. Yep. And best. Let's go here. JS. Got it. New. Build a password generator.js. Okay. Good review time then. This one has a subtle bug that's easy to miss because it usually passes silently. The issue char has 72 characters. Indices 7 to 71. You're doing 72, which can actually produce 72 as a result. When math random returns something close to 1, then 70, which rounds 72 is out of bounds. Okay, I thought there must be something. It returns undefined, and that gets concatenated into your password string as the literal text undefined. This is rare, only happens when math lands very close to 1. So your tests likely passed without ever triggering it, but it's real latent bug that could occasionally corrupt a generated password. The standard fix is just -1. It is 72. Let's fix instead of and multiply by char.length instead of hard coding 72 char length. Why this fixes it? Math random that always lands strictly between 0 and length -1, since math.random never actually reaches 1. So, okay, always lands strictly and length -1. So this is already built in. feature. Like I said, -1 never actually reaches 1. On the other hand, rounds up on the top half of the range, which is what let it slip past the valid index boundary. Instead of a hard-coded 72 is also just safer. If you ever edit the character set, you won't need to remember to update a magic number 2. Nice catch, worthy code overall, otherwise the loop structure and template literal usage are clean. So it's a built-in feature to use the length instead of just of typing jar -1, meaning I don't ever need to type -1. Right, and worth understanding why, since it's a common source of one confusion, turns a value in the range of, I know, it can be 0, but never actually reaches 1. It gets arbitrary close, but never hits exactly 1. So math char gives you a range of 0 to a char length, meaning it can get close to char length, but never actually equal to it. Okay. Then and that floor chops off the decimal, which brings the maximum possible result down to char dot length -1, exactly the last valid index. Automatically. Exactly the last valid index, without you needing to subtract 1 yourself. If you did add, you'd actually break it, would only reproduce values up to char after flooring, meaning the very last character your string could never selected. So no, don't add -1. What do you mean? It is the complete correct self-contained pattern array string of this length into an array string. So what is he saying is here we got say multiplied by char. Yep, that length. So now let's check now. Close, but you kept math.round instead of switching to math.floor. The bug still there. Walk through it. Math.random still ranges up to but not including Charlotte. So the range is to do 0 to 72 math round on a value like 71, etc. That's what I told you, which is still out of bounds, is undefined. Math round was never actually the safe choice. it rounds the upper half of each interval up, so it can still overshoot past the last valid index, is what actually guarantees you stayed inside since it always rounds down no matter how close the number gets the ceiling. What if I just add -1? This guy, huh? So what he says is, let's that round here, just make it floor, and he'll like it. Yep. And he'll like it. What if I just add? Good instinct. Let's check if that actually fixes it. So it's not out of bounds anymore. So yes, adding -1 does fix it. If you keep, it's actually a legitimate, commonly used pattern of generating a random integer in a range. But here's the trade-off worth knowing. -1 needed is the more standard, more commonly seen idiom in JS for random index into an array of this length. It's simpler to reason about, no need to think about rounding behavior at the boundaries. And it's what you'll see in most code bases and tutorials. Both are mathematically correct once fixed properly, but floor plus none is the version people expect to see. So it reads faster to anyone reviewing your code later. Either fix works, give you already tired. You write dot length without specifying char. Specifying char. So wouldn't that confuse the compiler given that my argument is already length? That's one. And otherwise, would that be valid? Now let's say this to this guy. You want to check API? Okay. Good thing to double check, but no conflict, and here's exactly why. Char length is property access syntax. You're asking, wait, good thing to double check, but no, there is no conflict, and here's exactly why. Char.length is property access syntax. You're asking the char string object for its .length property. JavaScript sees char.length as 1 unit. Look up char, then get its length property. it's not evaluating a bare variable named anywhere in that expression. Your function parameter length is a separate variable. It only gets used when you write the bare word length on its own, like in your for loop. This char.length is always written as char. Nope, 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 nope. So yes, let's leave it. Oh my god, sometimes I swear you are so fucking stupid, man. That was not my cue. This is you used length without char. Good catch, and this worth clarifying because it could genuinely mislead you. That was generic idiom language, not literal code for your function. I was describing the general pattern people use, random index to an array of length x, using the word length loosely as a stand-in concept, not as your actual length parameter. In your actual code, it absolutely must be char.length, never the bare length parameter. Those are two completely different things. Length is how many characters your password should be your functions, while char.length is how many characters exist in your alphabet string. Okay, using bare length there would be a real bug. It size the random index range based on password instead of alphabet size, which is just wrong. So to be unambiguous, the actual line in your code should be, yep, good instinct catching that sloppy of me, right? To write length generically right after you just asked about exactly this naming collusion. So I like it now. Do you like it? It's very sometimes. Clean fix, that one is solid. Okay. Okay, that's it for today's coding. See you guys